I always say that, why is it okay to put a chain around your neck? And that is okay. You put a chain around your hand. That is okay. But you put a chain on your leg and it's not okay. Where has it been written that if it's a necklace, it is okay? If it's a hand lace, if it's a wrist lace, it's okay. But when it's a leg lace or an ankle lace, then there's something wrong with it. But I say it's cultural. And people are confusing culture with scriptures, and they are getting religious about these things. I'm going to say something. It's not about me endorsing it or not endorsing it. That is not the issue. I mean, I'm talking to you from a historical perspective. You see that there are a lot of things that you may speak against, but they are cultural. You get me? There are some things that you may have an issue with, but in a cultural context or in a certain culture, that then is acceptable. You see, there are people that when something is not acceptable in their culture, they tend to interpret it scripturally as wrong. You get me? They tend to interpret it scripturally as wrong. So they tend to confuse their cultural practices with scriptures. And you go to other places and it's in their culture. So they don't also see anything wrong with it.
Exodus 31, 22.
They came, both men and women, and all who were willing-hearted.
All who were what?
And brought
They were
willing-hearted.
And what did they bring? What did they bring to the Lord?
They brought brooches, earrings or nose rings.
Earrings or what?
Signet rings.
Hold on.
Nose rings.
Earrings or what?
Or nose rings.
Earrings or what?
Nose rings.
Have you realized in the part of our world, if you have on a nose ring, there is a certain picture and a certain mindset people have about you, right? Are you seeing it in scriptures? In the first place, they were wearing the nose rings. And in the second place, when they presented it to God, he didn't reject it because it was a nose ring. He didn't have a problem with even the nose ring in itself. I always say that, why is it okay to put a chain around your neck? And that is okay. You are decorating your neck. You put a chain around your hand. That is okay. But you put a chain on your leg and it's not okay. What is wrong with that part of the body that makes it wrong for a chain to also be used to decorate that place? Where has it been written that if it's a necklace, it is okay? If it's a hand lace, if it's a wrist lace, it's okay. But when it's a leg lace or an ankle lace, then there's something wrong with it. But I say it's cultural. And people are confusing culture with scriptures, and they are getting religious about these things. I'm just trying to get us practical. You know, sometimes we have funny theologies, and we have strongholds in the minds, and you will even be hearing something very practical, very subjective, and it's been presented to you in an objective way, but you still reject it because as far as you are concerned, in your mind, that is how the thing ought to be. Nose rings. It's the earrings. If the ear can have a ring, where was it written that the ear should have a ring? That's wrong for the nose to have a ring. You know, sometimes I wonder why. I mean, he said, I can put a ring in it. So where is it wrong that I put a ring on my nose? It is. That is unacceptable. But the ear, it is acceptable. But if you go to these you see the eastern part of the world where you talk places, we have this Egypt, Israel, these Arabian countries and stuff. You realize it's more of a cultural thing. Have you realized that most of them have these, when it comes to these nose rings for decorations and all that, you find them as more of decorative pieces and ornaments when they're having their ceremonies and stuff. You find them. So it was a cultural thing. So Israelite women had nose rings. Israelite women wore nose rings. I'm bringing your mind to something. That is why. Why do you think Peter even had to use it as an example? It meant that they could relate to it. It meant that it was something they were doing that was identified with the church. It was identified with the people he was communicating to. That's why he spoke about they don't have to, and check the wording there. Check the wording. Check the particular wording. You will see that he said he wasn't talking against earrings and ornaments, and that was not what the man was talking about. You will see it clearly. Let's go there. 1 Peter 3. Okay, so let me read it. He says, whose adorning, let it not be that outward. He says, let it not. Verse 2, he says, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, that's reverence. He says, if people will remember you, if you would have impact on people, it shouldn't be outward decoration. He didn't say your outward decoration is sinful. He didn't say it is evil. He's saying that the focus should not be on that at the detriment or at the disadvantage of your inner virtues, which is rather going to transform the lives of people. That's all he's saying. Do you know that if you take it literally, let me tell you something that will make you laugh, but it's serious. Do you know if you take it literally, then you are saying that it means if women shouldn't plait their hair, if they shouldn't wear earrings, it means they shouldn't also wear clothes. They should walk about naked. It's there. He says, and of wearing of gold and of putting on of apparel. Putting on of apparel. So it means that then if the woman doesn't have anything to do with dressing, then she shouldn't wear clothes at all. Is that what you really mean? Obviously not. So he's saying that these things should not outshine, or these things should not be done at the forsaking of what? Your inner virtues, which should rather be given opportunity to express itself. So Peter was not against adorning of hair, but you see, he was talking to people who had majored in these things, and they majored in the things that were supposed to be minored, and they minored in the things that were supposed to be majored. So that was what he was talking about. So he wasn't saying don't wear earrings, don't plait your hair, don't do your hair, don't look presentable. No. He says, let the adorning. He's saying that your decoration should not be focused on the outward, but then it should be focused on the hidden man of that, because that is what transforms.